You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Friday the 12th of June, 2026. It is 84 days after the spring equinox. It is 9 days before the summer solstice. In today's episode, pigeons, New York's first mayor, a declaration of rights, naming the neighborhood, the Pulse nightclub shooting, and Loving versus Virginia. The sun rises today at 5:24 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:55 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:26 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 8:59 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 9:42 p.m. The length of daytime today is 44 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning crescent phase and is 36% full at midday. The moon rises today at 1:32 a.m. and then it sets at 2:14 p.m. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, low tide, 2:08 a.m., 9 centimeters. In the morning, high tide, 8:23 a.m., 1 meter 43. In the afternoon, low tide, 2:14 p.m., 15 centimeters. In the evening, high tide, 8:44 p.m., 1 meter 86. In our shared realm of plants and animals, many people malign pigeons, and it is true their droppings can be unsightly and dirty. But do we forget it was Europeans who brought them here in the first place? The very first place in the Americas to receive rock doves is lost to history. The French settlement of Port Royal in Nova Scotia makes a strong claim with a 1606 date. The habitation that was built there included a pigeonnier, a dove house. But the Spanish almost certainly brought them to Mexico a century or so before. Pigeons were valued for their meat, for the fact that they live easily amongst us, because they forage well for themselves, and because they're tame. And their droppings provide fertilizer. Note that. So the escaped domestic pigeons that live here reflect a historical symbiosis with human society. Commemorations. On this day in 1665, Thomas Willett was appointed the first mayor of New York City. He was a Puritan and a Plymouth merchant who spoke Dutch and several Native American languages. So with the new English government of the formerly Dutch colony, he was an ideal choice to make the transition. He served 2 non-consecutive terms. Willett's Point, out in Flushing, takes its name from the Willett family. On this day in 1776, the Virginia Declaration of Rights was adopted. It enumerated the rights of the self-governing people and had an enormous effect on the Constitution's Bill of Rights. On this day in 1839, the newly incorporated village of Hallett's Cove was renamed Astoria. Although John Jacob Astor accepted the honor, it did not persuade him to invest in the new district or even visit, even though his estate was right across the river in Manhattan facing Hell Gate. Although the sources differ, an earlier name for this corner of the world was Sunswick, a version of the Algonquin word Sunkisk, meaning woman chief or sachem's wife. Sunswick Creek flowed into Hallett's Cove until it was filled in after the 1908 opening of the Queensboro Bridge. Hallett's Point was known to natives as Sintsink, meaning stony place. On this day in 1939, the Baseball Hall of Fame opened in Cooperstown, New York. A tragic anniversary. On this day in 2016, the Pulse nightclub mass shooting took place in Orlando, Florida. It was Latin night at the gay nightclub. The shooter killed 49 people and wounded 53 more. After a 3-hour standoff, he himself was shot by the police. It was the largest mass shooting in the United States history until it was surpassed by the Las Vegas shooting of 2017. The crosswalk in front of the nightclub was painted in rainbow colors to honor the dead. Recently, that tribute was removed by the state of Florida. Remember those who died in the Pulse shooting today. In our preparations for the 4th of July, we offer you these words from Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She once said, "Fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you." Today in the World Cup, the USA team faces Paraguay in Los Angeles, and Canada faces Bosnia-Herzegovina in Toronto. Finally, today is celebrated as Loving Day in Virginia. It celebrates the Supreme Court decision of 1967 that declared anti-miscegenation laws unconstitutional. Richard Loving, a white man, had married Mildred Jeter, a black woman, on June 2, 1958. At the time, interracial marriage was illegal in Virginia, and they were soon arrested. The ACLU helped them take the case all the way to the highest court in the land. And so we wish a happy, loving day to all. And that is the Observatory, Friday the 12th of June, 2026.